Fernando, it's Vince. I just wanted to let you know your system is built, calibrated, and shipping shortly. And when I say shortly, that means tomorrow I'll be hitting the local pack and ship. The unit will be professionally packaged and shipped. Again, you'll be receiving 3 packages because you are getting your motor cables, which are 30 feet as requested, along with the dual NEMA 42s, which weigh about 25 pounds a piece, and also the 600-ounce stepper. That being said, I'm just going to do this quick video to give you a brief overview of what was done to the system. Again, everything is all proprietary to me. I did all the graphics. Your graphics are done professionally. Again, I put the OSHA tape on here because I didn't know if you guys are an OSHA rated factory. If you are, it'll work with you. Either way, it still looks good on the box. And on top of that, all your graphics are sealed in 3M 8518 over laminate used by NASCAR, so they'll last basically as long as the actual enclosure itself. Again, we went with the NEMA 1. It's a Weigmann UL listed enclosure at 20 by 16 by 8. I'm going to open the steel unit up, and again, it does have the locking door. Okay, I told you I had a problem with one of the drives. Drive came in. The original drive that was here, it was having trouble holding position. I then messaged Gecko. They overnighted me another drive. You're all set to go. Again, these drives all come with a 1-year warranty. They are Gecko G203V Vampires. And why they're called Vampires, guys, is they're supposed to outlive every drive. Again, everything was done to this system to make it as user-friendly as possible. When I say that, your cooling system, both fans, which are both 60 mil by 38 mil Sanyo Denki, are both thumb screw mounted, so they can be removed in seconds, along with your terminal blocks for your earth ground, COM positive, and also your common breakout board terminal. So again, all these terminals are all done using thumb nuts, so that you can actually remove this and service it in seconds. That being said, you also have your heat sinks, or excuse me, the giant heat sink that's actually mounted with the drives. It's also thumb nut mounted, so you can have the drives out once again within minutes. Also, to basically give you a lowdown as far as on top of the box, the entire base plate on this unit comes out. You have 4 nuts on each side. Once you get the unit, you'll see exactly how to remove it. Again, making everything as user-friendly as possible. If you guys ever had to service the unit, you have four of those nuts. You remove that, and then at the top, you can see where I did the AC distribution block. It comes actually from the switch and from the AC coming in from the wall, and you use 2 thumb nuts to hold that terminal block. You can remove that in seconds, unscrew the 3 terminals for your ground, neutral, and hot, and you'll be able to remove this entire base plate module with all electronics on it, and you're set to go. On top of that, once again, all graphic and wiring diagrams. Now I'm going to pan the camera around. I just wanted to give you basically the lowdown on the system itself. Everything in here is soldered that could be. Again, you do have terminal blocks on the G203s, but other than that, everything is soldered, fluxed, and heat shrunk by hand. That being said, all your drives are wired in with 18 gauge silicone wire rated to 300 volt RMS. And again, as far as heat resistance goes, silicone is the best wire to use, and as far as flexibility. That being said, just so you know, the motor cables that are actually made right here, that are coming into the system, I know you guys are using this for a plasma, you're going to be surrounded by a lot of electricity. And again, we do have 3 power supplies here. We have our 72 volt, our 5 volt, and our 48 volt. 48 volt for your cooling system, 5 volt for your breakout board, 72 volt for your drivers. That being said, I decided to use military grade heat shrink that has a conductive cloth inside of it, terminated it, and in this way any EMI is going right to your earth ground as it should be. That also connects again to your e-stop. Your e-stop, I'm going to pan the camera around, I hand shielded in copper 3M tape so that that unit will be totally shielded once again from EMI. It's also soldered and terminated so that it can actually be diffused once again from your earth ground. So this system will be completely free of any EMI interference as far as signals. On top of the fact, your breakout board is modularly mounted underneath the heatsink, and I did that intentionally. So again, your wire runs are very short, which means the system produces even less EMI. You've got maybe 6 to 8 inches wire runs that are actually going to receive signals to the drivers, so you'll be set. Once again, I'll pan everything around. I'm going to move the camera. Please forgive me because my hand is not that steady. Graphics, I gave you all your wiring diagrams, including the breakout board diagram. Okay, very, very simple to follow. Again, inside the unit, you have your actual motor diagrams for your drivers, your COM positive, earth ground, and also your common for your breakout board. Now, no daisy chaining was done with these drives, guys. This is factory right here. Wire looms used. I made hand wire looms for each wire to isolate it. So you're set to go. You've also got thumb nuts right here to remove your DB25. Once again, your breakout board is mounted underneath. You can see it right back there. And being we actually use the extension cable right here, it'll allow you to undo this by hand and once again remove the base plate if you ever have to. And there's your AC distribution block. You can see it sitting right there, again mounted with 2 thumb nuts. Simply unscrew those 2 nuts. Like I said, undo the 3 terminals for your live, neutral, and ground, and you can remove the entire board. And there's your copper. You can see a little bit of copper tape sticking out. Again, the wiring was heat shrunk and terminated, so your e-stop will not be affected by any EMI. I made you guys wait 3 weeks. There's a reason. Once again, as far as your power supply, this is my own proprietary design. You can see inside there that you've got dual terminals. You've got the red, which is positive, of course, COM, which is black, and they are screw mounted. So if you ever had to change this power supply, you would simply remove those 2 terminals and you never need to mess with any of your wiring right here. Leave it. You could switch out the power supply in a matter of minutes. I'm going to just let you see the outside of the unit, then we'll turn it on. DB25 stainless trim plate for easy mounting, and again, you guys are very familiar with the DB25 to hook the unit up. 10 amp internal fuse protects everything from surges. Again, we use GX16 connectors for your power and for your motor connectors. These are screw-on connectors, guys. You'll destroy the cable before you'll unplug this accidentally on anything. I'm going to show you the top of the unit. Again, your on-off graphics, emergency stop, twist and release unit. Just come over here for a second. Here's your fans. Again, all your motor cables, and they are 5-pin GX16 aviation screw connectors. Each one is labeled XYZ, just like the internal unit of the box. And then on top of that, why I went 5-pin, even though your motor's a 4-pin, is because I wanted to use the 5th pin for the drain on your ground for your shielding. All motor cables are shielded, guys. 18 gauge wire used. Again, you can see your intake fan. I even gave you the graphic. Clean fan bi-weekly for optimal cooling performance. And again, we went with an aluminum fan filter for optimal airflow. I didn't go with any BS foam and crap. You guys are moving 120 cubic feet of air a minute between the intake fan and again the extraction fan, so there will never be any heat buildup in this unit. Just give me a second, I'll turn her on. Once again, I want to thank both you and your father for working with me. I know that my lead time may not have been optimal for you, and I do appreciate your business and your trust. If you guys need anything, just let me know. Again, I will upload tracking, so you guys will be all set. I'll do it with PayPal, and signature confirmation will be made because, again, the value of this unit and, again, the insurance that I'll be placing upon it. Other than that, like I said, I will also be sending you the setup instructions in Mach 3. It's very, very basic. Again, I went with a very simple setup. You guys don't need much else, and you'll be all set to go. The one thing I do want to let you know is that the motors you're getting are NEMA 42, and again, we discussed the, I believe, 2800 ounce or thereof motors, and the distributor did not have them, so I went with NEMA 42 3800 ounce. You've got a huge amount of torque available in the same size motor frame. So again, this unit works like glass. You should have no problems as far as torque now moving that system. The one thing I would really appreciate, if possible, when you get it all set up, if you could send me some pictures of her moving, that'd be great for me. Other than that, like I said, I do appreciate you guys. If you need anything, let me know. Thank you. Take care.